The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency is responsible for the overall coordination of emergency management in Lagos. The agency is charged to provide adequate response as well as sustaining intervention in all forms of disaster situations within the territorial boundary called Lagos. On this edition of Inside Lagos, we look at how this important agency has been living up to its responsibilities, saving the lives of Lagosians. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeniyi, and you're welcome to Inside Lagos. Lagos is the life wire of economic activities in Nigeria. The daily influx of people from other parts of the country and beyond who are seeking opportunities and better life is growing by the day in the state with the smallest landmass in Nigeria. The rising population is causing huge stress to the state's critical infrastructure like roads and housing, traffic management and the environment, which sometimes make the city vulnerable to disasters and emergency. But the Lagos State government has not been leaving anything to chance since it created the State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, in 2005. LASEMA has been doing a yeoman's job in providing adequate and prompt response to emergency situations in the state. In the last 6 months, it has responded to more than 822 major cases across all the local government areas and local council development areas in the state. In the year 2020 alone, LASEMA responded to more than 1,024 incidents.
We use both our light-duty equipment, our sophisticated equipment. We are ensure that there is nobody that is trapped inside, and we decided that this building must be pulled down.
For Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, security of lives and property of Lagos residents is non-negotiable, and LASEMA is central to his theme's agenda under security and governance. As soon as he took the mantle of leadership in 2019, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu visited LASEMA's operational headquarters at Kapa Oshodi to charge the officials of the agency to raise the standard of its operation in line with the best practice.
I want to commend your effort. We know that there's still a lot that we can do. Gentlemen, there's still a whole lot that is expected of us. Right, but I can assure you that we're here to support you, to encourage you, and to work with you. Security of life and property is paramount to us as your leader, as head of government. I want to continue to encourage you to live up to the expectations of Lagosians.
To fast-track the delivery of emergency and security systems in the state, Governor Sanwo-Olu inaugurated new emergency and regional security dispatch center at Ekpe in June this year. This is to reduce the response time in saving lives and properties of residents in Ekpe and immediate environs as they no longer wait for personnel to travel from Lagos Central during emergencies. The center is a hub for all the emergency and security officers.
This center will serve as a hub and as a one-stop shop facility for efficient and rapid deployment of what we call our first responders.
To have full grasp of how LASEMA has been coordinating emergency response and managing disasters in Lagos, I visited the LASEMA Command and Control Center at Alausa, Ikeja. Dr. Olufemi Okeosonyitolu is the Director General and the Chief Executive Officer, LASEMA.
Yeah.
Before you could say Jack Robinson, Dr. Okeosonyitolu bombarded me with the peculiarity of the LASEMA Command and Control Center.
In front of the command control, we have the administrative aspect of the Lagos State. That's where we have the Lagos State Secretariat. Beside it, we have one of our stakeholders, LASEPA. And beside there, we have the legislative arms of the government.
He also took time to highlight the philosophy behind LASEMA'S operations.
When this administration came in, Mr. Governor took clear ownership of emergency management in the states. You can see he provided the political will of how we are going to manage emergency. And the visions of Mr. Governor is about safety of life and property. And with that, he emanated a thematic pillars of his administration. All these thematic pillars of development of Lagos State lies on LASEMA vision and mission. And with that, we are able to ensure that the good people of Lagos State enjoy dividends of democracy. Each of the operational zone has its own signs. We have the Eagle Base. Our Eagle Base is being commanded by the Super Eagle. Our Eagle Base are the Command Control Center, the Kappa Control Center. That is where we have our Papa Eagle, and our Flying Eagles, which are the people that handles our bikes. Now, we have the Shack. The Shack is our marine unit. Our marine unit is located at Lekki Zones, which is also the Lagos Central. We have the Lion unit. Our Lion unit is located at Agbowa. And we have the Tiger unit. The Tiger unit is located at our Command Control Center, where we have the Director of Operation, who is the Tiger, and his unit is refers to the Tiger unit. We have the Cobra unit, and we have the Dolphin unit. The Dolphin unit is located at Lagos West, where we have the Igodo camp. And we have the Cobra unit. The Cobra unit is located at Onipan. All these units are under the command control chain of the Super Eagle, who is also the Chief Executive Officer of LASEMA.
Now, when emergency occurs, so which unit are you going to call? Does it depend on the certain situation that you make?
It depends on the location.
Or something?
It depends on the location. That's why we said that we have units in all
In terms of equipment now.
In terms of equipment, all the units are well equipped to take care of the emergency that is associated in that area, because that's why we've done a sort of risk assessment of each of the zones. That's why we named Lagos Central as a Shack unit, because we realize that there's a lot of water around the central area. So that unit is dedicated to be a marine rescue unit, where we have our boat, where we have our divers, where we have units that can respond to any form of boat mishaps. And we say the Cobra unit. The Cobra unit is at Onipan. We realize that most in that area, that region, are going to be a sort of road traffic accident. We've done a sort of resource mapping and risk mapping before we embark on this.
Communication is the key to effective emergency response and disaster management, and by just dialing 112 or 767, you might just be saving a life or reducing the effects of a mishap. This is where the command's call center unit comes into action. On a Saturday, all hands are on deck in this room, receiving calls every second. After all these calls that come at every second, how do you now respond to those calls?
You see, the point is this. When the call comes in here, they escalate it to upstairs, where we have the emergency operations center.
Okay, if it is a robbery incident, for instance, how would you?
Yeah, we have the IRS with us. All the primary responders that are important in managing emergency are in the command control. We have the ambulance services, we have the traffic control, which is the LASEMA, we have the IRS, which is the police, we have the fire services, and we have the civil defense in this command control. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Mr. Swinton, I would like you to tell me how important is dialing the emergency numbers 112 and 767.
It is a life saving. It has saved a lot of lives. It has saved a lot of properties. It has reduced the mortality and morbidity that is associated with disaster.
Our next port of call was the Emergency Operations Center, where all calls are completed, type of emergency defined, and relevant zones dispatched to the incident scene.
When the call comes from downstairs, it escalates here, which is the Emergency Operations Center. They will define the type of emergency we have at hand. And when they define it, they will dispatch it immediately. So the nearest center, when there's fire incident, all the first responders move to the place. When there's collapsed building, all the first responders move to the place.
Why?
They define their roles and responsibility. Because when there's a fire, while the fire services are addressing the fire incident, the LASEMA will be controlling the traffic in that area. The police will ensure there's a proper condoning of that place so that there will not be overcrowding of that place. The LASEMA will coordinate all these first responders and ensure that we use proper equipment in responding to that emergency.
Sophisticated technology is deployed in this room to evaluate and monitor real-time activities within the Lagos metropolis.
And the beauty of this is that in Lagos State, all the CCTV located in strategic places of the state, we are able to monitor everything that is going on in Lagos State. When we have emergency, we have a vehicle that will move to the scene. That vehicle will be connected here. So we'll be watching live what is going on at emergency scene. Firstly, it allows us to know the type of emergency we are handling, the type of equipment we are handling, and it allows us to do a proper debriefing. We will learn from our mistakes.
I can see Allen Junction.
Yeah, you can see Allen Junction. You can see Alausas there. You can see the walkway. Look, we have this Oshodi everywhere. You can see that this place is well located strategically all over the state, and everything that is happening in Lagos State, we can see it here.
And the Lagos State government said it's going to deploy more CCTV cameras.
Not only that, they are going to deploy a lot of equipment across the state.
So how will that help your job, for instance?
It's going to improve it in the way we respond to emergency. It's going to improve it in the way we manage emergency. And it's going to improve it because these are being, we have record of this. So you can flash back, you can replay back and check what is happening in that area.
Now tell me the kind of camera you use. Is it the one of 360 degree or something? I've heard about it before.
It's 360 degree.
So how does it work?
It moves around that area. It covers the radius of that area, and we can see it live here.
And a WhatsApp chat with residents in distress.
We have interaction with the people outside that they can test us, what is going on in the environment. We have WhatsApp group that they can tell us, they can disseminate information, they can inform us what is going on.
Are you Silvanus? Silvanus, how may I help you?
To further broaden our horizon about the activities of LASEMA, it was time to visit the Eagle Base Kappa Dispatch Center at Oshodi. This is one of the centers of gravity of emergency response and disaster management in Lagos. Housing important LASEMA equipment, the Goliath is one of the machines.
This Goliath can handle 40 feet containers, and we have one that is located around Apapa. Why do you have one at Apapa? Because we discovered that the rate of occurrence of falling containers is over there, is high at Apapa local government. So we have one there, and we have one at our base that we can deploy as quickly as possible as backup. Now, you see, these are in your compound. They are in our compound for custodian, because one way or the other, some of the owners are not coming to claim it. And if we put it at that place, they will be causing a sort of obstructions. The importance of this is that while we are transloading petrochemical, it has a lot of sophisticated equipment that we can use to transload petrol from a falling tanker to this place, prior deciding it to another place. The Charlie is the lion of the jungle. This crane, you call it crane, we regard it as Charlie. This is the Charlie. Now, the work of this job is enormous. You won't believe it that they call us in other states to come and assist them to use crane. They call it crane. We know it as Charlie. And you can see how beautiful is our Charlie. He is the lion of the jungle, and is the queen of our fleets. The beauty of LASEMA is that we have maintenance culture. Can't you see our men are on the ground?
Maintenance culture. I want us to stay with this Charlie first. In the first quarter of 2021 alone,
yes,
your unit, LASEMA, has handled more than 384 cases.
Yeah.
Out of these
major emergencies. We've handled minor.
36 of them are road accidents.
Yes.
And 160 seems to come from trailers and trucks and all of that.
Yeah.
And most of these trucks accidents and trailers accidents happened on Otedola Bridge. What is your view, overview about that Otedola Bridge?
You see,
from your experience.
The point is that, look, there's a sort of...
What should government do?
It's not the government. It's not part of the government. There's no doubt that there's a structural defect in that place.
Why is that place prone to accidents? That's what I'm saying.
Now, you see, there's a sort of structural defect in that place. But why do we normally have accidents in that place? From the studies, from the research we gathered, and from what has been happening, is clearly due to recklessness in part of the drivers. They always take overloading. For example, a vehicle that's supposed to carry about 33,000 liters of petrochemical is now carrying about 60,000 liters. And you know, that place, if the vehicle is well loaded, it becomes a challenge for them to pass through that place.
Is that the structural defect? I want you to explain.
You see, the structural defect that you are talking about, that place goes down and coughs immediately. So it takes the experts and discipline for you to maneuver that place. You get what I'm trying to say? But you see, that maneuvering, why they couldn't do that maneuvering is due that there's overloading in there. That's one. It's due to the fact that they are not maintaining their vehicles very well. Some of the tires are worn out. And fourthly, which is the most common cases, is that the drivers are reckless. They will be trying to overtake in that place. And they will be under the influence. 90% of them are under the influence of drugs. And we've carried out a lot of sensitization and dissemination of information on these.
How expensive is it to manage some of these gigantic?
Oh, believe me, it's very expensive on Lagos State. Very, very expensive. Because you see, their spare parts comes from outside. You must use the right spare part for them.
So what are they doing here?
This is the elephant.
What do you use it for?
Elephant is being used for a lot of things. Can't you see? Can't you see the maintenance culture? Can't you see our men on their top gear maintaining our equipment we have here? So when you are looking at LASEMA holistically, we have fleets. We have partners that help us to maintain these fleets, to dispatch these fleets. We have good maintenance culture, and that is why to improve the lifespan of all these equipment. So LASEMA is total package. This is the fire service unit. You can see that we have our fire service trucks, so that when any form of emergency occur in Lagos State, we deploy ambulances, we deploy fires, we deploy excavators. We are total package for any form of life-threatening issues in the state. We are well positioned. We can kickstart, we can sustain, and we can use sophisticated equipment depending on the type of equipment, depending on the type of emergency we are handling.
You are always on top of the situation in everything. You are always on top of it. I want to know really what really motivates you.
Oh, you see, the basic things is that you must appreciate my background. When I lost my brother, our senior brother of the house, and the devastating effects on the family changed my mind to read medicine. So when they talk about life-saving issues, my adrenaline always pour in to save people. And I was highly opportune, motivated by all the governors of Lagos State. The present governor of the state, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, he ensured that I was trained at Israel, London, America, and a lot of various states for disaster / emergency management. So I have been cooped up with a lot of responsibilities, and they believe so much in me. And to me, to whom much is given, much is expected. So with that, I kickstart, I manage, and I work as a team with my people to ensure that there's safety of life and properties in Lagos State. This is the workshop. You can see works going on here. So that after we might have used this equipment to improve their lifespan, we are going to bring them here, then they will fine tune it, they will assess it. We have welders, we have organizers, we have people taking care of our vehicles. Because you see, this type of vehicles are prone to a lot of things. They are vulnerable. So we must ensure that we take good care of them. There is the motorcycle. You can see they are operational already. With this, we monitor. We carry out a lot of surveillance in terms of emergency management. And if it is lights, we say good morning. We turn lights to morning with these lighting equipment. How are you, my brother? I hope you are well charged. Can't you see? He's ready and well charged, and he's watching the equipment. So when he receives any form of call, he's going to call his people that they are charged, they are ready to work.
So what do you do to motivate your people?
The welfare is super. We take care of them in all ratifications, in terms of their health, in terms of their training, in terms of their building capacity, in terms of providing equipment there. And the beauty thing in there, that within 6 months, when this government came into being, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu was here. So he's taking care of ownership and giving them political will. And he gave them a lot of pep talk. And he's always ready to take care of their welfare.
So what are your challenges?
Some of these people always vandalized our equipment, especially at Festac, Amuwo area. They will be harassing us before we perform our noble work. They will want to be exploiting us. But thank God, Mr. Governor has approved that whenever we are going for any form of emergency, the police force should be with us. And the Honorable Commissioner of Police has cooperated so much with us that they are always with us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Osonitolu, for coming on the show inside Lagos. Lagos, of course, is not just Nigeria's frontline economic hub, It is a center of attraction to many from other states seeking greener pastures. This daily influx of people often give rise to unusual hustling and bustling, but sometimes emergency may occur, and that's one agency that has been filling the gap in this regard, of course, is LASEMA. And that's all we have for you on this edition of Inside Lagos. If you have any emergency, please don't forget to dial 112 or 767. My name is Adedoja Salamabini. Thanks for watching. Thank you.
Thank you.